but you can't force her one direction because she can turn and hit with both feet. And scored a huge goal for us in the playoffs against Mill Valley. She went from like half field, dribbled through like three girls, and scored off the post and in on the back post. So that's just her talent and what she can do. And it was just fantastic and great. So those are my 11 seniors. Definitely going to miss having them out there, and just one of those things that hopefully they can have some closure a little bit through some of this, so you guys are able to do for them, and to try to promote them as much as we can. And I appreciate you letting me chat about them a little bit and talk them up for how awesome they are.
No, we enjoy it, and like I said, as a coach myself, I know how you make those attachments to kids, especially when they've came through your program for 4 years. And so, I know it's a tough spot for you to be in, as the head coach, to, kind of not get that send off for these girls that you would have liked.
Yeah, you just miss out on, like even just the little stuff like the banquet at the end of the season, because at the banquet, the seniors always, at least in our banquet, the seniors always say a few words. And usually that's the highlight of the banquet for me personally, and most of the parents and everybody. Just you get to hear these kids talk about their 4 years and those cool memories they have and what they have, thanking their parents, for everything the parents do for them, and have done for them with, driving carpools and driving them everywhere. And, if they played club soccer, all the financial, you could buy a cool car or something like that if you didn't have to pay for club soccer, I would think. But those little things that they get to do, and those I think are the things that we kind of miss out hearing on. And so we're going to try to get together whenever we can. Hopefully it's before August and they all go off to college, but hopefully in June or July, if maybe we can get together, we'll have like a little mini banquet, if we will, for the seniors and the varsity team to get together to have that chance to do that.
Do you know if East is taking part in the around the country stadiums? High schools are going to light up the lights on Fridays at 8:20, which is 2020 military time. Have you heard about anything about that yet or not, if that's going to happen? It's starting tonight, I know.
I have not. I'm not sure. I know that East, we don't have lights at East, so unless they're doing it like North or South Stadium, I'm not sure.
What is that for?
For the seniors. They're going to light them up for 20 minutes, 20 seconds.
Oh,
2020.
2020. There
And
it is.
Here's
That
another
was
idea.
right over my head on that one.
I wish drive-in theaters were still around. You could have your banquet at the drive-in. We could put you on the camera, and then you could be up on the big screen, and then they could put the little speaker in their car, and it would be social distancing, right?
Oh, there you go. This guy's full.
I don't know if you want to see my head that big, though.
We'll make sure and tweet that, like with the little gift where you don't want to see my head though. You don't want to see my head though.
No. Sometimes I think coaches' heads get big enough. We don't need anything like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, trust me. Ask my co-host.
Hey, yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I haven't done anything to make
like a half
my
joke.
head get big that big yet.
Here's what we need to do for graduation. Have graduations at your neighborhood McDonald's or whoever wants to sponsor it, and then you have a PA system out, and next walking or driving across, and then they drive through.
A drive-through graduation. They hand it out through the window.
There you go.
Whoa.
Wow, Jim, solving the world's problems here this morning.
He solved like 4 of them.
Live, you heard it live right here.
Yeah.
Midwest Nights.
So, Coach, when you look at these 11 seniors and you think back over the last 3 years, 3.5 years, of coaching them up, what's going to be kind of your lasting memory, other than the obvious that we didn't get to play the season, but what's going to be your lasting memory with this group?
I think that for that one, it's their hard work. They've known each other for so long, that they knew how to push each other. They knew if someone was kind of having a down practice or a down game, they knew how to boost each other up and pick each other up. One thing about this team is that they had more balance than I think I've ever had a team before. And what I mean by that is they knew when to laugh, they knew when to be serious, they knew when to fight for each other. Like you could tell that they loved playing for each other and that they were determined to get to state this year. You can just see the way that they interacted with each other. Those are the things that I'll miss the most about this team, and that team chemistry that they had was second to none.
It's awesome.
What are we cute?
Yeah, so actually I had one more question. We like to ask all of our guests the same question, but before that, I was going to ask soccer guy, right? So sporting fan?
Yes, I am.
Like big time?
Yeah, I like to. I don't get to go to as many games as I'd like to because usually we're busy with our season, and then my wife and I are teachers, so affording tickets for the whole family of four is kind of challenging sometimes.
Yep.
But I go to as many games as I can.
That's awesome. Yeah, last game I went to was actually when they won the championship. Super cold.
Oh, no.
It was like
I was there.
Oh, man, it was like 18.
I was on
the
field.
Oh my god.
You were on the field, Jim?
Yeah.
It was super. It was
really.
The atmosphere was insane. It was like 18
Yeah.
degrees. I had my phone out. I was watching.
Wasn't
I think
it snowing?
Huh?
Wasn't it flurries? Snow flurries?
I think there was some.
There was Missouri Auburn, right?
Missouri was playing Auburn in the SEC championship, and so I had my phone and I'm like keeping track of that score, and I'm like shivering while I'm watching them. And then as soon as they hit the shot to win, because we went down to it was penalty kicks. They went down, and as soon as they hit it, I wasn't even cold anymore. I was like yeah, and then
Oh yeah.
Insane. I always try to tell everybody, I'm like literally the sporting. What's the stadium called? It's not Sporting Stadium. What is it? It's not Live Strong. Children's Mercy. That's right. So I think Children's Mercy Park, 120, 50%, 100 million% totally rivals atmosphere at Arrowhead, and I would actually feel better taking my son to a sporting game rather than a Chiefs game. I love the Chiefs. Those guys get a little crazy. Sporting is definitely more family friendly. So I always tell everybody, I'm like, dude, if you have young kids and you want to take them to a game, Royals is fine. It's a little bit long, and it's not as exciting if you don't know baseball. But
Right.
I always say, man, go to a sporting game. Don't sit in the cauldron with your kids.
Really?
No, don't do that.
I think it's really fun. But
they'll learn some new vocabulary if they do that.
No joke. Yeah, they have. Yeah, I was
hilarious.
like,
I love the Cauldron. They're second to none. They are absolutely fantastic, and that's what helps make the atmosphere there is the way that they literally sing and chant the entire game. So it's great.
Yeah, the coolest thing is, and one of the best things about it is, it's like they yell when the other goalie's kicking off. They always yell, crazy stuff. I can't say it on the show. They always yell crazy stuff at him, but I felt like in the family section you couldn't even hear him. But what you could hear is like the drums. Yeah, you can't hear it, but you can hear all the drums and all that stuff. So, I just wanted to get that because sometimes it can be hard to be. We have some football coaches and stuff on. And I'm like, hey, big football guy, and they're like, man, not really. I'm super busy with football. I don't even watch Chiefs or whatever. But so it's really cool to hear that you're big on sporting because I think as far as being a franchise in Kansas City, as far as stability goes, they're the most stable franchise we've had in the last 20 years.
Well, and you bring that up. You talk about sporting. I saw a story on this is their 25th anniversary. Two things that I think happen that continue to make sporting happen. And I don't know if sporting exists if these two things don't happen today. One, changing the name from Wiz or Wizards to Sporting KC.
Yep.
Two, moving out of Arrowhead and into their own soccer-specific stadium. I really, truly don't know without those two things if soccer is supposed to be somewhat European still, and I've heard Americans say, well, you need to change this. No. Soccer fans like soccer atmospheres, and that's what you got with those two things changing.
Yep.
It's definitely growing for sure. You know what? And then before I do ask the barbecue question real quick, I wanted to get your take on. I think soccer is still like building up towards being more of a, because everybody knows you got football, baseball, big time nationwide stuff, and then big time pro leagues, obviously, right? Do you think the MLS is on its way to being kind of up there with them, or is it we still? I mean, I think we're still like a decade out, maybe a decade out from it being as big as MLB. I think it's more exciting than MLB. I do love baseball, but I think soccer is a little more exciting game because it's always going. So what do you think it's going to take to get to that point with the other pro leagues?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I played baseball growing up while I was playing soccer. But even when I played baseball, I mean, I played third base, and even there I would get bored while I was playing. You know, it's just, I mean, baseball, it's just a slow game. I really feel like they need to do. So I listen to a lot of sports talk radio and listen to what some of the changes that guys talk about, and I'm like, but yeah, I go watch that. That, you know, if it was 7 innings instead of 9. Yeah, because now all of a sudden you're starting pitchers. I mean, the game strategy changes, and I think it'd be more exciting. But anyways, I like that. Yeah, I think that MLS is going to keep growing and growing. I think that what helps soccer a lot was all the concussion stuff that was going on in football. Yeah, and I'm not a huge Chiefs fan. Like, I love the Chiefs and Mahomes and everybody. So like I'm a sports fan, so I watch all the sports. Like when ESPN the Ocho comes on, I'm glued into whatever those guys have on TV. I think those things are great. And so the MLS, I think, is going to keep growing and growing. I really do. I think that the more that the MLS can reach out to urban communities, because soccer can be a elitist kind of sport where it's just, if you've got the money, then you're better. And I think that that's the one thing that there's basketball goals everywhere. So you don't even have to own a basketball to go play. You just go to a park and hop in with someone who has them. You know, football is a little different, where you have to be organized, and you really only play for your school. Usually, there's not really league like we'd have with like club soccer and club baseball, where you can play year round. But I think that the more that people as more like generational of kids, they become adults that have played soccer, then it's going to keep growing in that aspect. Because I grew up where we only had 4 or 5 club teams in my division when I played soccer. Only one division.
Yeah.
Now, if you go to Heartland Soccer, there's 8 divisions with 8 teams in each division. Yep. So you've got this generation of kids that are playing soccer and are going to grow up and understand the game more. I mean, that was the biggest thing, 10 years ago? Nobody even knew the rules of soccer. Right. You know, and even when I went to the Wizards games when they were at Arrowhead, or even when the very first season Sporting opened, you could totally tell that the Cauldron had no idea what was going on, but it was just a party atmosphere. Well, now the Cauldron knows they know the rules now. So now they're getting into referees more, or the guy that calls offsides. They know what offsides is now. Yeah, that's awesome. They're totally more invested into it than they were before. And I think that that's just going to continue to grow and grow and grow. And they're adding more MLS franchises. Yeah. So the league is growing, and honestly, I would love to see it go to like what they have over in Europe. I'm a big Manchester United fan. So Man
City right here, buddy.
Oh no! Oh my gosh! So
I say that. I mean, I watch them. But I'm not. Do what?
You probably didn't enjoy playing us this year, then.
No. And the deal is, I'm a Man City guy, but I'm super casual about it. So if it's on, I'll have it on like YouTube TV or whatever, and I'll have it on, and we'll watch with the guys at work because they got into soccer. Now the guys at work are more like La Liga Mexicano, and so Club America and all those guys. But then they still put on those games too. So I couldn't tell you any players or anything, but one of my goals in my life is to go to a Premier League game. I think that would be insane to go to see that.
I'm right there with you. It's in my bucket list. I've never gone. The only